Hello students, I am Gautami Geeta and today we will discuss about IT Act of India 2000. What we are going to learn in this session. First, introduction to IT Act. Second, why it is introduced in India. Third, historical background of IT Act. Fourth, features of this act, or we can say what this act contains. Fifth, amendment in this act. Sixth, a case study. And lastly, some important questions for you. Let's start the session with the introduction. The IT Act or ITA Act or Information Technology Act 2000 is an act of the Indian Parliament notified on 17th October 2000. It is the primary law in India dealing with cybercrime and electronic commerce. Why this act was enacted in India? Since it is based on United Nations Commission on International Trade Law, that is UNCITRAL model law for e-commerce, recommended by the General Assembly of United Nations by a resolution dated 30 January 1997, which gives guidelines to all the countries to enact any law according to this model law. Historical background of IT Act. This bill was passed in budget session of 2000. It is signed by the then President K.R. Narayanan on 9th May 2000 and this bill was drafted by group of officials headed by the then Minister of Communications and Information Technology Pramod Mahajan. What this act contains or the features of this act. The act contains 94 sections which are divided into 13 chapters and 4 schedules. The law or the act apply to the whole of India. If a crime involves a computer or network located in India, persons of other nationalities can also be indicted under this law. The Act provides a legal framework for electronic governance by giving recognition to electronic records. The electronic records are the records which are in electronic form and digital signatures. A digital signature is a scheme for verifying the authenticity of digital messages or documents. The Act directed the formation of a controller of certifying authority to regulate the issuance of digital signatures. This act also defines cybercrime and it is as a person knowingly destroys or alters any program, system or network which is not owned by him or her and it also prescribes penalties for these crimes. It also established a separate tribunal known as Cyber Appellate Tribunal to resolve disputes only rising from this new law. This does not entertain any other disputes. The Act also amended various sections of the Indian Penal Code, the Indian Evidence Act, the Bankers Book Evidence Act and the Reserve Bank of India Act to make them compliant with new technologies. Next topic is amendment in IT Act. A major amendment was made in 2008. It introduced section 66A which penalized sending offensive messages. It also introduced section 69 which gave authorities the power of interception or monitoring or decryption of any information through any computer resources. Additionally, it introduced provisions for addressing pornography as well as child pornography, cyber terrorism, data protection and intellectual property rights issues, etc. The amendment was passed on 22nd December 2008 without any debate in Lok Sabha and the next day it was passed by the Rajya Sabha. It was signed into law by the then President Pratibha Devi Singh Patil on 5th February 2009. Some scenarios for understanding needs and importance of IT Act. Let there be a victim person and a culprit person. The culprit creates a social media account in the name of victim and with victim's proper details and labeled as prostitute. This leads to harassment of the victim. Scenario 2. If victim's email account is hacked and obscene emails are sent to people in victim's address book. In all the above scenarios and other cybercrime related scenarios, generally the applicable provisions are sections of IT Act of India and IPC. Thus, this act ensures that if anyone is going to create any misconduct with these acts, then our cybercrime branch as well as tribunal, that is a judicial body, has the power to punish him for his offences. That's all for today's session. Hope you like the session and understand the basic ideas behind our IT Act. I am leaving you with some important questions related to this topic, which are: first, what is IT Act? Second, what are the issues or factors it deals with? Third, what is the impact of this act on our society? And fourth, why it is needed. Thank you so much for watching the video.